We got to get a run and go with this, and so just bear with me. But we're going to learn some lessons along the way before we get to today's story. Okay, we're gonna learn a lot. So here's the first lesson. We're in Luke 14, and the first lesson that Jesus teaches us is a lesson in compassion. I want you to look at the first few verses here of Luke 14. One time when Jesus went for a Sabbath meal with one of the top leaders, the Pharisees, here it is, all the guests had what? Their eyes on him, watching his every move, just seeing how he was going to respond or react, what one of the laws was he going to break next. And right before him there was a man with hugely swollen joints. Jesus asked the religious scholars and Pharisees present, "Is it permitted to heal on the Sabbath, yes or no?" What was their answer? They were silent, nothing. And so Jesus takes the man, heals him, and sent him on his way. And then he said, "Is there anyone here who, if a child or animal fell down a well, wouldn't rush to pull him out immediately?" Not asking whether or not it was the Sabbath. They were stumped. There was nothing they could say to that. So what Jesus is telling us is when it comes to compassion, it's always the right time to do the right thing. Jesus teaches us about compassion. And then, second, with that backdrop, Jesus, second, teaches us a lesson in humility. I don't like this lesson. Humility is elusive. I mean, if we're all honest, even the best of Christians have a hard time humbling themselves. Jesus went on to tell a story to the guests around the table, noticing how each had tried to elbow into the place of honor. And Jesus says, when someone invites you to dinner, don't take the place of honor. Somebody more important than you, like Stan, might have been invited by the host. And then he'll come and call you out in front of everybody. Hey, you're in the wrong place. This place of honor belongs to this man. And now what? You're red-faced, and you got to make your way back to the end of the table, the only place that's left. And Jesus says, when you're invited to a dinner, just go ahead and take the last place. Okay. Remember this Wednesday night when we're lining up for and then when the host comes, he may remember this next Sunday at the Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. Then the host comes and will say, "Friend, come up to the front." And that'll really give the dinner guests something to talk about. Now remember, Jesus never told a story just to be telling a story. And so what's going on around here at this meal, at this table? Well, people are elbowing their ways up. They're trying to get up to be seen to the place of honor. I belong here. That guy probably ought to be, those Toller brothers, they belong back out in the lobby somewhere. Certainly not at this table. See, New Testament times were no different than ours. Everybody's trying to climb the social ladder. Every one of us has this invisible sign that says, "Make me feel important." Here's the third lesson Jesus teaches. He teaches us a lesson on hospitality. Verse 12. Then Jesus turned to the host. The next time, imagine if you're the host of this dinner party. The next time you put on a dinner, don't just invite your friends and family and rich neighbors, the kind of people who will return the favor. That's what we do, don't we? You invite me over to your house. Oh, great. Now I'm obligated to have you over to my house. I'm going to get the pizza this time. Next time, the tab's on you, okay? And don't go to Little Caesars, okay? Or I'll spring for the crazy bread and crazy sauce. No, I like Little Caesars. Don't get me wrong. But that's kind of how we operate. It's a scorekeeper. Jesus says, the next time you put on a dinner, invite people who never get invited out, the misfits from the wrong side of the tracks. You'll be and experience a blessing. They won't be able to return the favor, but the favor will be returned. Oh, and how it will be returned at the resurrection of God's people. You see how the kingdom economy is. The payoff's usually not immediate. Finally, Jesus teaches us a lesson in opportunity. Verse 15. And what Jesus said triggered a response from one of the guests. It's funny. It's all been silent up to this, and then this guy says, "Well, how fortunate the one who gets to eat dinner in God's kingdom." Yes, for there was once a man, and here's the story for today. Once there was a man who threw a great dinner party and invited many. And when it was time for dinner, he sent out the servant to the invited guests, saying, "Come and dine." Come on in, the food's on, it's on the table. And then what happened? They all began to beg off, one after another, making excuses. The first said, "Well, I bought a piece of property and I need to go look it over. Please send my regrets." Another said, I just bought 5 teams of oxen and I really need to check them out. Send my regrets. And yet another said, "I just got married and I need to go home to my wife." And the servant went back and told the master what had happened, and he was not happy. He was outraged. And he tells the servants, "All right then, go out in the city streets and the alleys, collect all who look like they need a square meal, all the misfits, the Toller brothers from Baileysville, the homeless and wretched you can lay your hands on, and bring them here to my table." Then the servant reported back, "Master, I did what you commanded. We still got room." And what did the master say? "Go to the country roads. Take me home." "Whoever you find, drag them in. I want my house full." Let me tell you, not one of those originally invited is going to get so much as a bite at my dinner party. But I've discovered something in my journey of faith. I've discovered a kingdom principle that if I love the Lord with all of my heart and soul, mind and strength, then I can love my mom and dad like I'm supposed to. I can love my bride like I'm supposed to. I can love my children and my grandchildren. And think of something. I'm passing something down. You're passing something down. Sure, all this temporary stuff we give to our kids is just temporary, but if you could hand down to them an eternal legacy like Dick Womack did to these kids right here, you've really given your kids something.